Hey, Hines. Okay, I know, right? Girl. Y'all will see the footage of South Carolina before I post this one. But, yeah. Your girl made it back. I made it back. I did not make my record. I was telling Amy, my Cincy and Louisiana Amy. My goal, one of my goals on my bucket list is to get arrested in every state of the United States. Just for one night. Just for one night. Not doing nothing bad, but, you know, something. Honey, we were on our way to South Carolina Tuesday night. You hear me? Tuesday night. Brian is doing 82 on a 65-mile-per-hour highway, interstate, going through Georgia. Georgia troopers don't take too kindly to you speeding through their town. You know what I'm saying? There were blue lights in the back of yeah, you could look back and see them blue lights. And I thought, oh, here we go. I don't know what Mama done did, but Mama gonna get her wish. We're gonna get thrown in the clink. But he wanted to know where we were going. He said, what's in such a hurry that you need to be doing 82 miles per hour? And Brian's like, well, we're trying to make it to Fort Jackson. We need to get there. And y'all, we pulled into the hotel about 3:30, 3:45 in the morning. We dumped up, we had to argue with first the guy down in the check-in, and I had called, and some sweet lady had told me it would be okay if we checked in the middle of the night early Tuesday morning. That's why I made the 29th reservation. I knew, because check-in wasn't until 3 p.m. Mama wanted to go ahead, no matter what time we got there, go ahead and crawl into her hotel, scrub her car riding self, get on some clean clothes and go. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we did. But he almost didn't let us have our room. I kid you not. And I'm like, wait a minute now. And then, after all that, he's like, well, I'm going to have to talk to my manager about this. I'm like, well, you can talk to him when you want to. I just need my room key. That's all I need. Give me my room key. And you can talk to whoever you need to talk to, but I'm going on to my room. Well, we did. We finally got to our room after arguing with him for a while. And we went, we never even got sleep. We left here. What time did we leave here Tuesday night, Bubba? Yeah. We left my house in Montgomery around 6 Tuesday night. And we pulled into the hotel, like I said, about 3:30, 3:45. We had made a couple of potty stops. Yeah. Luckily, I had packed snacks, drinks. I was good to go. But we had to stop for gas. And anywho, yada, yada, yada. We got there. We finally got in our room. He hopped in the shower first and got dressed. I hopped in the shower and then got dressed because we were advised we needed to be at the post gates around 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. And they didn't open until 7. I don't know if any of y'all saw my Instagram story or my Facebook or my YouTube short. I don't know how I did that. I tried doing it different ways. That traffic was backed up. And we were like right in the middle of it. We'd gotten there. There were a lot of cars ahead of us and a ton of cars behind us. And that was for Family Day. Luckily, Family Day, the actual presentation, didn't even last 30 minutes. Supposed to last 30 minutes. And it was supposed to start at 9. Well, there were still so many people in the line just to get in the gate that they delayed it till 9:30. And still people were trying to get in. And so they went ahead and did the program. Like I said, I'm going to load that up. I might load it onto this one. Family Day was so cool. They did this. You can see them along the wood line. They were in the woods, and we were in the bleachers. And they started sending off smoke. You know, the white smoke, and then there was red and blue and another white. And they came out of that smoke. All of a sudden, when the smoke cleared, there they were. It was cool. It really was. Luckily, that day was it was Wednesday. That day was overcast, a breeze. It was nice. Yes. I have my walker, and I'm going to walk and do something while we're doing this. I told Brian, I said, you run on ahead whenever you get ready to, when they tell you y'all can go and go tap out, go tap him out. And so I said, I don't want to hold you back, don't want to slow you down, and I know with me in this walker, I ain't going to be able to get through this sea of people. Ain't no way. And luckily there was a drill sergeant right there, and he looked at me, and I guess he heard me tell Brian, you know, go ahead and go. And the drill sergeant looked at me, and he's like, I got you, ma'am. I got you. And I'm like, I'm glad somebody does. But anyway, I finally met the yard. They came up to where I could go with my walker. And, oh, I was so proud of Max. Yes, I am so proud of him. And he graduated. I don't know if y'all saw his insignia from his graduation on his sleeve or not. I posted that picture. He is a specialist. Now, some didn't have a stripe at all. They're just privates. Some had one, you know, stripe, like the, you know, stripe. They were private first class. Those that had two stripes, like that, they were corporals. And then there were very, very, very few that had the emblem patches. And those were the specialists. And so I'm so proud of my son. He's mine. He's mine. He is in the family. He is mine. I am so proud of him. He didn't think he could do it. We didn't think he could do it. He did it. He did. And he was so proud of himself. He's like, Mom, I made it. And I'm like, yes, sugar baby, you did. You did. You made it. Right now, I'm just running my pie hole. And I'm trying to get started with tonight's supper. I'm going to do just a quick, simple chicken pot pie. I've got some, I cleaned out my freezers today. And I made some blueberry cobbler. Yum, yum. And I was going to do shrimp scampi. And I looked through that freezer and looked through that freezer and looked through that freezer. And I don't have any shrimp. Evidently, I used it. I used it on something. I don't know. But I had a little back. Anywho, that being said, we're going to do chicken pot pie tonight. It just is what it is. But, yeah, I am so, so proud of him. And, Mia and her sister and some, guys that he grew up with, they all like grew up together. And they got to come. The guy, in fact, the boys, they actually flew in from Thailand just to come and see Max. And I thought that was so special. Just so special. I mean, you know, they didn't have to do that. They came all that way for Max. And what a celebration it was, buddy. I tell you. But yeah, we had good that family day. We had a good time that day. And he could not leave the base, but that's okay. We rode around and he showed us like where the obstacle courses were. And, honey, he had to rappel down it looked like a 40-foot wall. They had to climb the cargo net to get up. And there was like different landings. All total, it was like 5 landings. And once they got to the very tippy top, they had to start scaling their way down. And he said he was terrified to begin with. And then after he got down, he asked the instructor, "Can I do it again? Can I do it again?" And they're like, "No, you made it one time. You made it down. That's all you can do." And he's like, "But I really want to do it again." And then, he was scared about shooting the guns. That was like the second week. Or, yeah, I want to say it was the second week. They were doing their marksmanship. He was scared to death, he said. And then he finally got where, this is pretty cool. And he was a good shot, they said. Yeah, for him to have never fired a weapon before. Honey. Yes, ma'am. Proud of my boy. Proud of my boy. Then he was scared of the hand grenades. He said, I really scared. He's from Thailand. And again, after he threw that first grenade, he's like, I want to do it again. I want to do it again. And then they were able to shoot a bazooka. And is a bazooka, hey Bubba, is a bazooka and a missile launcher the same thing?
I think so.
Okay, well, he got to do one of those. So yes. I'm doing this crust. And I called myself rolling it out. And I rolled it out, had it all pretty. And now I'm putting it in the pan and it's falling stuff apart. But that's okay, we're gonna fix it. We're gonna make her work. You hear me? We're gonna make her work. I don't know what I did wrong. But anywho, yeah, we hung around on days and there was the Popeye's chicken. So me, him, and Brian went through the Popeye's chicken drive-thru because, honey, I'm just getting this in there. Y'all really and truly don't want to see me messing up pie crust. I'll talk. There was a line of people trying to get into the Popeyes. And it was like, they said it was going to be like a 2-hour wait. We were in our car. We did drive-thru. And honey, they were on the ball with that drive-thru. And I think some of the people in line started noticing, wait a minute now, that car just has gotten up in there. Now they leave them with their stuff. So a lot of them started running back to their cars to try to get in their car to order. Well, by that time, the parking lot was such chaos. Yeah, trying to get out of there. Wednesday, I had my handicap thing with me. So we got to park right at the front gate thing going to the field. I mean, we had the best parking spot. Well, then Brian got mad because it took us a while to get out. You know, if you're the first one in, you're up here, and all these people had to park back here and walk. Well, they walked to their car and they were the first ones to exit. Well, he was mad about that. He just had to stay mad. I'm sorry. The next day, that Thursday, graduation day, we parked a little bit further out and it was still awful. It was worse. It was like a demo derby. I mean, seriously, that's what we were calling it. It was a demolition derby. Yeah, they weren't playing. And the poor MPs, bless their hearts, they were trying. They were trying. And half the people had the attitude, I guess, of, well, I'm not in the army. I ain't got to listen to you. Because it was every man for himself in them cars. Wasn't nobody listening to nobody. They were just making their own little path. And I thought, oh my Lord. I wish the MPs would have gotten a lot of them. Because they didn't care. They didn't care if anybody was behind them, next to them, what. They didn't care. You know, it was like, well, you better move out of my way, because if you're in my way, I'm going to hit you. That was exactly the feeling, you know, that you felt like you were getting from them. I'm still squishing and mushing. This is not going to be the prettiest pie I've ever made, but it's going to be it. And it is a word. I have not used that in forever, but it's going to be it. Okay? But yeah, the next day, like I said, that Thursday was even worse. But we could go off base with him. So we took him to a Korean barbecue and hot pot place. I'd never been to anything like that, ever. And that was the neatest thing. Mia helped me decide what to order as far as like my soup base. And she ordered me a mushroom soup base. And I knew ramen noodles. I mean, I understood that assignment. And then she's like, okay, pick what kind of meat you want in it. And what kind of vegetables. And so they had a long list. I mean, oh my gosh, choices. So for my soup, I picked broccoli, sweet potato, and I'm trying to think about what else. Corn. They had cut off little slivers of corn on the cob. And mushrooms. Mia ordered my mushrooms for me because I was like, oh no. And they were the long, skinny, beige, white ones with a little bitty cap at the top. Yeah. I got that done in there. I'm fixing to have to go check my recipe. I'll be right back. Okay. I got my water going to try to revive my chicken. It was a rotisserie chicken that I pulled off the bone. And it's been in the freezer, so I thawed it out a little bit. And what I'm going to do, I think I need the bigger one. I'm going to use the big one. And our hot water here is fixed. Yes. Yes. It was a reset switch. I kid y'all not. That man didn't know about the reset switch. It's all fun and games till you just could have mashed the reset switch. But he didn't know, so it's okay. It's okay. But yeah, this recipe is just my easy peasy. I think it's the Thrifty Mom or something. I'll have to look back and see. But you just, seriously, you take your, I'm going to revamp my chicken. I'm going to get it where it's not quite so dryish looking. And I'm going to do it by adding some liquid. I'm going to soak it in some liquid. So I've got my chicken bouillon. And I'm going to take just a good spoonful. Maybe a little bit more. I don't want it to be too salty. We're just going to mix that in. And this says cook all your crap together on top of the stove in a skillet. So I've got my frozen vegetables. You use 1 can of cream of chicken soup. See, I'm going to put like this fat and stuff. I'm going to put that off. And yeah, that skin, we're going to pull that off. But yeah, oh, we went to the K-pop place. It was delicious. I want to take Fat Man and Carol Beth to one. I think they would thoroughly enjoy it. I did. And I knew not to eat some things that they were ordering. Like when they said pork belly, Mama was out, okay? I stuck to my garlic shrimp and my, I did the shredded beef brisket. It was delicious. So I did not do octopus. There was something else, pork, that they did order that I did eat. But it wasn't the pork belly. Pork belly was just way too tough. It was almost like bacon or ham, just real thin pieces. And yeah, no. It was like real hard bacon. And you just could not, there was no chewing it whatsoever. I mean, not for me, my dentures anyway. So, see, I'm just going to take this, just breaking this chicken up. And like I said, I'm just going to revive it in this chicken broth. Because it's kind of, you know, once you freeze it, it kind of dries up just a little bit. So, we're just going to kind of get her down in here. Pulling off the skin as I find it. But yeah, usually if I get rotisserie chickens, like I said, y'all know me, I'm going to get 2. If I buy one, I'm buying 2. One is to eat that night, and then maybe have the leftovers like the next day or something. Make a chicken salad, make, you know, chicken and pasta, do something with it. But then I divide up the other one, and I make it either into 3 or 4 meals. It just depends. Not everybody has to have a ton of meat. It's okay. We stretch meat. I'm going to close this up right now. But, I'm just going to kind of let that soak. And it said to combine, y'all come over this way with me. Uh-oh. There we go. Am I upside down to y'all? This is how my pie crust kind of worked out. I know, it's not Martha Stewart, but you know what? It'll do. It'll do. It'll do, pig. Y'all remember from Babe, it'll do, pig. Alright, I'm going to take my cream of mushroom soup, 1 can, and I'm making a bigger pan, so I'm almost tempted to go get another can. Yeah. I usually do double it, I think. I can't remember. I can't. Yeah. Hey, Bubba.
Hey.
Come here and listen to my oven. It's doing that sound again. Well, maybe it quit. It quit. But it will start doing it again. It was like a high-pitched humming noise. And it quit, but Oh, can you do me a favor? Can you go look on the shelves and get me 1 more can of cream of chicken? Cream of chicken. Cream of chicken. So,
What are you doing?
yeah, this is kind of, yeah, it's turning out much better. So, and I might add just a little bit of liquid to it, just because, yeah. I forgot where we were in my story now about, oh, yeah, the K-pop place. It was wonderful. We're going to have to find one. Thank you, Bubba. We're going to have to expose you and Carol Beth to Korean barbecue and hot pot. It was delicious. It ain't barbecue like we think of barbecue. But it was fine. Okay. But anywho, all in all, we had a good time. We really did. When oh, I can't find my scissors. Okay, so we're just gonna stab and jab. I've got my 2 cups, and then I'm gonna do my, what is this? I think it's, yeah, 2 pounds of mixed veggies. I always try to get the kind that has the potatoes. There's way, and it's, I forgot the name of it. There's a different name. Vegetable medley maybe, but there's one you can get that has little chunks of potato. I like that, but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I wasn't paying attention when I did the Walmart order, you know what I'm saying? Okay, now we're gonna take this chicken and we are just gonna start kind of breaking up to throw in here. We're going to put it on like medium. And we are just going to start, yeah, see if I come across anything like that, I want it off. Might need a bigger skillet. We need a bigger box. But all in all, we had a blast. We really did. Tiring. Very, very tiring. Oh, yeah, after the K-pop place, say I wanted to go touring, you know, the area. And like that Wednesday, whenever they were touring the base, whenever we got to a certain section or whatever, and they wanted to go in, like the BX, or PX, excuse me, and they, like I said, we drove through and saw the training exercise stuff, and yeah. But I mainly stayed in the car because it was just too hot, and I knew I would slow them down, and I did not want to interfere with their time. So, and hey, it worked out good that Wednesday. Mama stretched out on that back seat, and Mama was gone. Mama had her a nap, you hear me? And then that Thursday, I told them, I said, I found a bookstore that just sounds so cozy and interesting. This was after we had lunch. And I said, y'all just take me to that bookstore. And they've got like a tea area. And it was like in an old house where, all right, I'm going, because it's driving me crazy not talking to y'all. And y'all know I'm just putting chicken in the pot. That's all I'm doing. It ain't nothing Martha Stewart would do. I mean, you know. But, yeah, we did that. They dropped me out. It was so quaint and cute and comfy and cozy. And the lady that ran it, oh my goodness, she was so sweet. And when I got in, of course, I had my walker. I had my oxygen. Because that was that day that it was so flaming hot. Yeah, there was no overcast. Yeah, not on Thursday. No. Mine was hot. I'm gonna have to get a bigger skillet or pot or something, y'all. Because I'm not going to stir that. Okay. So like I said, I did pour a little bit of that broth in here. And now, once I realize, I can't stir my pot. It's all fun and games till you can't get a soup spoon in and stir. We are just going to take this and very carefully, I say very carefully, y'all know me, it's going to, you know, there we go, it's going to mess. Hey, Baba. I need your assistance. Because I'm making a mess. Well, I've almost done it by myself, but I made a huge mess. No. Banana.
Banana. What can I assist
if
you
you
with?
can, well, I'll hold the pan. If you can get that spatula out, this.
Oh.
And start scraping that goody good out. The chicken, the cream of chicken soup stayed in there. I realized I didn't, hold on, let's see. I realized I did not have enough room for my, you are free. You are free to go. There. Thank you.
To the boy.
And I think Hazel cleaned up my mess I made. But anywho, I got into the bookstore and she was so sweet. And like I said, it was an old house. And there were bookshelves all along the walls. And some poked out some. And it was divided in sections like adult fiction, world history. I found Carol Beth book on Egyptian myths and cultures. I called her and I even took a snapshot of the Greek one, and then I took a picture of the I am going to add a little bit more water to this because this is just, it's not liquidy enough. I want it to have a little bit of liquid. I mean, I don't want it to be soaking, but something. There. 1/4 of a cup water. But yeah, it was so neat. So I FaceTimed Carol Beth. She was so excited. She missed me so much. But I talked to her and I was showing her the bookstore. I had picked me out a book. I had All the Colors of the Dark, I think is the name of it. I read the review and it was one of Jenna Hagler's. Jenna Bush Hagler. It was one of her book club books. I did not know that, and that didn't have anything to do with it. But I read the little thing the bookshop had about it. And so I picked it up, and I picked up Carol Beth's Egyptian book. And the lady asked me, she said, "You look like you could use some raspberry lavender tea." And I'm like, "Oh, that sounds wonderful. How much are they?" She said, "Honey, I'm going to give you a glass. You look hot." And so, and it was delicious. And they were so sweet. There was actually, well, let me get finished with that part of my story. I got my tea, and she showed me where a very, very, very comfortable chair with pillows, like in each little corner of different rooms. They had the chairs set up, and they were like in the quiet corner, and you know, having a table next to it. And so I sat in that chair and I drank my tea and I started reading on my book. Next thing I knew, I'm out, like out cold, out. And Brian is, "Mama, Mama, Mama," shaking me. And I'm like, "Huh?" He said, "You had me worried." He said, "I've been trying and trying and trying to get you up." And I'm like, I was that tired. That was my first, yeah. Girl. Mama had done been out there. She had done gotten hot. She had done gotten full. And I found that comfy chair. Shoot. Let me lay here. You can pick me up in the morning when we get ready to go. And as we were leaving, he told the lady, "Thanks for babysitting her." And she said, "Oh, it was fine. No, she was no problem." All right, I'm going to transfer this off to my pan. There we go. I was going to say I'll call that man again, but by the time he gets in here, I'll be done. I don't know why I call him, because I go ahead and just try to do it on my own. I get in trouble, but I try to do it on my own. Alright. So, I'm going to angle y'all down so you can see what we're looking like. And I am just going, technically, I could have made 2. Or, if you ever have it like this and it's overflowing, you can just take the cream of chicken soup, all the fillings, and you can put it in a Ziploc bag. Like I could have halved this and put half in a Ziploc bag. That way I already have my fillings for the next time I wanted to make a pot pie. And you can freeze it. I've done that before. That way it doesn't take up a lot of space in your freezer. Anything that I could try to freeze, like in a Ziploc bag, I try to freeze in a Ziploc bag. Or if it's like lasagna or something and I really want to assemble it, because you never know, you might get that phone call, hey, so-and-so's in the hospital, or so-and-so died, we need to take them food. So I always have casseroles prepared for those moments. Yeah, you just do. Alright, we're going to see if I can do this without messing it up. See, it's falling apart. But it said let thaw, hit room temp. So that's what I did, let it get room temp. But see, now we gotta stretch it. And I guess it would be okay if it's like lattice work or something. You buy lattice work chicken pot pies all the time. There. We're going to call that done. Yeah, that's good enough for me. That is good enough for me. Because you're going to have to poke, it says poke little holes in it anyway. So there are my holes. There's my nose holes. Alright, so we're going to put it in. And basically, since everything is cooked, except for the dough, usually I go an hour and then a half. But we're going to try it and see what. Hey, Google. Where's her butt? Hey, Bubba.
Hey.
Can you set a timer for 40 minutes? Yeah. So, but anyway. Hey, how y'all doing? Oh, come here. It's making that noise again. Do y'all hear it? Do you hear that? Got your ear right in. Do you hear it?
Buzzing noise.
It is making a buzzing noise.
Yeah. Buzzing. Buzzing noise.
I hope it ain't shorting out from that.
Yeah.
But anywho, oh, my battery's about to go dead. So, I'm going to do, it was fun to be here again. Miss y'all. I will get that footage. I think I am just going to combine it all into one video. I think I am. Since I talked about it so much in this one, and I'll just show the video in this one. So, but I think I'm going to go. So y'all be good, be sweet. Don't start nothing, there won't be nothing. Share, play nice with others. And if you get pulled over by a Georgia State Trooper, yeah, just smile and say, hey, Hoyne. Yeah. Yeah, he let us off with a warning. So, until next time, bless y'all's hearts, and I'll see you another day. Bye, huns.